Welcome everyone. I am Hussein Ayad. I'm fourth year medical student at Lebanese University right now. In this video, I'm going to solve some of the questions from my new book, Histology Made Simple Q&A. And in the previous video, I spoke about a brief introduction to the course Animal Histology and presented my new book, Histology Made Simple Q&A. Now in this video, I'm going to solve a few questions about Epithelium chapter, which is chapter 1 of Animal Histology course. Now this page contains questions about differentiation of germ layers into the 4 basic types of tissues, which is usually the first introductory idea to the course Animal Histology. Now question 1. The embryonic ectoderm is the origin of which type of tissues? As we know, ectoderm germ layers differentiate into nervous tissue and epithelium, part of the epithelium which line the outer layer of the skin, which is called epidermis. Thus, the correct answer here is B. Question 2. Muscular tissues are derived from which embryonic germ layers? And as we know, mesoderm, which is the middle germ layer, is responsible for differentiation into muscular tissues, connective tissues, and part of the epithelium, example endothelium. So the right answer for this question is C. Now question 3. Which of the following is true? Endothelium is derived from ectoderm. This is wrong because endothelium is derived from mesoderm. B. Nervous tissue is derived from endoderm. Also wrong because it's derived from ectoderm. C. Epidermis is derived from mesoderm. Wrong because epidermis, as you know, it's derived from ectoderm, which is the outer embryonic germ layer. Now option D, endothelium, which is lining of the inner surface of blood vessels and heart, is derived from mesoderm. This is the correct option. Now question 4. About embryonic germ layers differentiation also. Which of the following tissues is derived from mesoderm? Option A, muscle and connective tissue only. This is wrong because mesoderm gives rise to muscular tissues and connective tissue, non-specialized and specialized, in addition to part of the epithelium, example lining the inner surface of blood vessels, that is endothelium. Option B, muscles, connective tissues, and nervous tissue. This is also wrong because, as you know, nervous tissue is derived from ectoderm, the outer embryonic germ layer. Option C, muscle, connective tissue, and part of the epithelium would be the right answer here. Now, in the second page, question 5, epithelial cells can be classified according to shape. Which of the following is not characteristic shape of epithelium? A, cuboidal, B, squamous, C, columnar, D, rectangular. Cuboidal is one of classification of the epithelium where the cells are cubic, squamous where the cells are flattened, columnar where the cells are elongated. So the right answer here is D, which is a not characteristic shape of epithelium. We don't classify epithelium as rectangular according to its shape. Now question 6, apical epithelial cell structure function in the movement of material across surface of the cell. We know that cilia is the apical specialization of epithelium that is responsible for movement of material across its surface. So the option B is the right answer here. Now question 7, epithelium formed of cells which all touch basement membrane but not all cells reach lumen with one cell layer thick. One cell layer thick means it's simple epithelium, and only the pseudostratified columnar epithelium is the simple epithelium where the cells are of different size. That means all the cells touching the basement membrane but not all of them reach the lumen. So the right answer here is option C. Now concerning question 8, most specialized domain of epithelial cell: A, apical domain, B, basal domain, lateral domain, C, D, none of the above. So as we know, since apical domain contain most of the protein necessary for specific function of the cell, then we can say that the apical domain is the most specialized domain of the apical cells. Now, example question 9, endocrine cells first excrete protein, mucus, and steroid. Wrong, because endocrine cells don't produce mucus, they produce hormones, and the mucus product is actually the product of exocrine gland and not endocrine gland. B, release their secretion through an unbranched duct. Endocrine cells are ductless, that means they don't have ducts. May be present in the same organ with exocrine cells. This is correct. In this case, we speak about amphicrine gland. Okay, option D, release hormone that act always through cell surface receptor. This is wrong because, as we know, the product of endocrine cells is hormone, and depending on the nature of the hormone, if it is lipophilic, it can cross the membrane and act on intracellular receptor, but if it is lipophobic or hydrophilic, it will act on cell surface receptors. Now question 10, the epithelium which is in contact with the blood, what is called? A, simple squamous epithelium, B, mesothelium, C, endothelium, D, stratified epithelium. So the right answer for this question is E. So A and C are correct. The epithelium which is in contact with the blood is named endothelium, and endothelium has the same histological appearance as a simple squamous epithelium, which means that endothelium is simple squamous epithelium that is formed of one layer of cells, and the cells are flattened, that is squamous. Okay, question 11. Which of the following is true about mode of secretion of exocrine gland? Option A, all these glands are ductless. Wrong, because the majority of exocrine glands do have ducts. But for example, goblet cell is a unicellular exocrine gland that doesn't have duct, so it secretes its product directly into the surface. Option B states that apocrine cells are destroyed and replaced after secretion. Wrong, this is the holocrine mode of secretion. Option C, holocrine are slightly damaged by the secretion process but repair themselves. Wrong, this is the apocrine mode of secretion, not the holocrine. Holocrine, the entire cell is destroyed, releasing its product. Okay, concerning option D, merocrine glands are not damaged by the secretory processes. Correct. Merocrine mode is the most abundant mode of secretion of the exocrine gland, and it secretes its product by exocytosis. Thereby, there is no damage during the secretion processes. Concerning question 12, anchoring and adhering junctions are present in A, apical domain, B, basal domain, C, lateral domain, D, all of the above. As we know, anchoring and adhering junctions are present on the lateral domain. Remember, apical domain is the domain facing the lumen, so there is no junctions on the apical domain. There is a junction on the lateral domain near the apical part. We can say, for example, the tight junctions. On the basal domain, there are junctions, but they are not the anchoring and adhering junctions. They are the hemidesmosomes and, for example, focal adhesion points. Now, this is the final page that I will solve about epithelium chapter. Remember that, of course, there are more pages concerning epithelium chapter in my book, Histology Made Simple Q&A, but this is only preview. So question 13, example of a serous gland include A, steroid secreting cells, B, parotid gland, C, acinar cells of the pancreas, D, endocrine glands. Option E states B and C are correct. And option E is the correct answer. B and C are correct. Serous gland, remember, they are exocrine glands that secrete enzymes. So example of serous gland, we have parotid gland and acinar cells of the pancreas, correct. Serous gland, as we said, are exocrine glands, so option D, of course, it's wrong. And it's not A because steroid secreting cells are endocrine gland also. Now, question 14 about the mucus gland. It's a product rich in glycosaminoglycan or proteoglycan. B is example of endocrine gland. C, mucus is released through holocrine mode. D, cells lumen is smaller than that of serous gland. Mucus gland secrete a product mucus, which is rich in glycosaminoglycan and proteoglycan. Mucus gland is exocrine gland, so option B is wrong. Mucus is released through exocytosis, so merocrine mode and not holocrine mode. And the lumen of a mucus gland is larger, not smaller than that of serous gland. That's why option D is wrong. Okay, question 15. We have serous gland. Option A, sebaceous gland is an example. Wrong, sebaceous gland secretes sebum, which is oily or lipid-rich product, not an enzyme or protein-rich product. That's why sebaceous gland is not serous gland. B, serous gland secrete protein-rich product. Correct. Serous gland, remember, they secrete enzymes which are proteins. That's why option B is correct. C, cells have clear appearance due to presence of secretory granules. Wrong. The secretory granules in serous gland appear dense to electrons. That's why they have this dark appearance and not clear appearance. The clear appearance is typically present in a mucous gland and not serous gland, while in serous gland it appears dark with the granulation. Okay, option D is wrong also because submaxillary gland is a mixed gland that secrete both serous and the mucous product and not only a serous product. Concerning question 16 about endocrine gland. Option A, thyroid gland is example of reticular gland. This is false because a thyroid gland is example of vesicular or follicular gland formed of epithelial cells surrounding the lumen, as you can see to the right of the question. Okay, option B, parathyroid example is considered amphicrine gland. Wrong, parathyroid gland is an endocrine gland. Option C, parathyroid gland are reticular endocrine gland. This is correct. Parathyroid gland are example of reticular glands, which are formed of cords. That is, cords are densely packed cells which are separated by fine connective tissue. Option C, thyroid cells form cords separated by fine connective tissue. Wrong. As we have said, thyroid are example of vesicular and not reticular gland. Option E, Parathyroid cells form vesicles in which product is stored before excretion. This is also wrong, as we have said, they form reticular glands or cords and not follicle. So the right answer is C. And that's it concerning preview of questions about chapter epithelium from my new book, Histology Made Simple Q&A. As I have said, this is only part of many questions concerning chapter epithelium. If you are interested in buying this book, you can check my previous video to know all about the details and how you can contact me. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below.